knows that God has it to him that he feed on the flesh, and the flesh enable it, because the flesh with complete diet enable it to grow faster. And the more faster it grows, the more cannibalistic it becomes, the more militant it becomes. It becomes a militant within the camp. So, sorting. You must sort your fish every 1 week. Or as you view that you have bigger hatchlings, you arrange them. Sorting means arranging them of equal size on the same place. So this pond, you sort and put people that have equal size. This pond is, and that is to be done every 4 days. Every 4 days. Here that you think that you put smaller one, you have seen the ones that are big. Here that you feel the people are equal, you have seen the ones that, so you are rearrange and then group them. So sorting is also a control measure for you to get hatchlings.
The show that brings the vibrant world of agriculture straight to your screen. From the latest in sustainable techniques to family-run farms that have stood the test of time, and where every harvest tells a story. Join us as we bring you the untold stories of the hardworking farmers and agripreneurs who feed Bayelsans. Ready to see where your food really comes from? Agri-innovate.
This is still Agri-innovate, and I hope you're enjoying this interesting discussion on the step-by-step process of fingerlings production. So what kind of feed or what nourishment do these hatchlings require immediately they are hatched?
Immediately they are hatched, as they come out from their eggshell, they have a feed pack on the eggshell that monitor them until they can take the nourishment from the outside environment, that is from the producer. They have a nourishment, okay, that they will take for 4 days. Some people give them the outside nourishment from 7 days. Some people give them from 4 days. Some people give them from 5 days. Some people give them from 6 days. Before these 4 days or 6 days or 7 days, what are they eating? They are eating from what nature has provided for them. Like when you have a new baby, sucks from the mother's breast until the new baby can eat food by himself or herself. Okay? The same thing. There is a package where nature has it that feed on this abdomen until 4 days. This abdomen would have been what? Depleted. This abdomen would have been what? Finished. So, now after 4 days or 5 days, depending on how early the owner wants to apply the external feeds, you start to feed this hatchling with feeds like 0.2 to 0.5 coupons, 0.2 to 0.5 coupons, or any of the founded feeds. Like me, I recommend coupons and Ziegler. Mem Prime, M-E-M, Mem Prime also is good, but Mem is very scarce. Mem is very scarce. So, coupons and Ziegler comes handy. They are always everywhere. 0.2 or what we call the natural prime. That one, the process is very difficult to get. But you go to, especially rainy season, you go to stagnant water. You use your mosquito net, the tight mosquito net, not the loose one. You scoop. Stagnant water, I'm not saying it's inside the river or pond. Stagnant water, you scoop, you scoop, you scoop. And you will see some moving creature. Prim, 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 prim. You just come and serve them. You see them gathering. As they gather, they are eating that, what we call live prime. Live prime. What we call live prime. So you feed them with 0.2 copence. In the olden days, we were feeding them with one other product, but that has gone. When you feed them with 0.2 to 0. You'll be able to maintain them to fingerlings level, where you will now increase from 0.5 to 0.8, from 0.8 to 1.5, from 1.5 to 2 mm.
So as they grow,
they grow, the feeds increases. Okay. And so the nutritional value too there, you know, those who are studying the nutritional value of fish, as it that they incorporate in any stage the necessary chemical requirement of the fish. You feed them with dry lava. You feed the hatchlings with dry lava. Recently, the idea of lavatory is coming to Bayelsa. Recently, the idea of lavatory is coming to Bayelsa, where you feed the fish with maggots. Where you feed the fish with maggots. I'm just doing a pilot, like I used to. I like doing a pilot. I just started today doing a pilot. Then when we talk, I'll show you where I have intended. I built the laboratory, the laboratory to some extent, but I'm yet to install. Today I've started the pilot work on the laboratory. So if I succeed, I'll now build the laboratory to food.
So are there any predators or diseases in which these hatchlings are at risk?
Yes, good question. Like I told you, the aim is for you to sell fingerlings. And if you don't maintain this thing well, you will not see what you sell. Your exercise will do in fertility, in fruitless. So, what are we saying? Yes, there are diseases associated with the hatchlings. We have bacterial disease, we have fungal diseases, we have physical diseases. What I mean by physical diseases is that things you will do, it will affect the hatchlings and they will die. But we have the ones that are bacteria infected diseases, fungi infected diseases, especially if you don't start the place with cleanliness. There will be bacteria that will attack the whiskers, the tentacles of the fish, and they will die. The hatchlings. There are bacteria that will attack the tail of the hatchlings, and they will go. So before that, you guide against bacteria, you guide against fungi, you guide against physical attacks. For example, if a kid comes and puts his hand into the pond, into the hatchery, what happens? You can never tell what bacteria loaded, whether the hand is bacteria loaded or the hand is bacteria free, or whether the kid has touched where there are harmful complications against the fish will be. And if the kids come and has introduced those things into the water. Do you understand? So you guide against this to ensure maximum productivity, optimal productivity, so that you get hatchlings and you get fingerlings to sell.
So how long would these hatchlings stay in the pond, in the hatchling pond, before you sell them as fingerlings? And at what stage do you call them fingerlings?
Okay. The hatchlings stay for 3 weeks. 3 weeks, 3 weeks to 1 month, 1 week. It has entered what we call post fingerlings. From fries, from hatchlings, from hatchlings to fries, from fries to fingerlings, from fingerlings to post fingerlings. From post, you can start selling. Although there are people who buy, go and incubate and then resell, they buy the fingerlings or the post fries. They go and rear it in their place to a size and then sell. There are people like that.
So that's another business too.
You can buy the fish from any level. Even from hatchlings, there are people who are ready to buy.
And then
they go and they have the farm facilities, but maybe they don't have a chain to be running the water all through. So they go and they are very expert. They go and rear them and then sell it again. Some will buy fingerlings, some will buy post fingerlings, some will buy, and so on. So the market is open and it's vibrating. The market is open and it's vibrating. So there are people who want to come and say they need 20,000 fingerlings at 10 naira. They need 20,000 fingerlings at 20 naira. They need 20,000 fingerlings at 30 naira. So even the fingerlings is a relative concept from farm to farm. What I will call in my farm fingerling, another farm may call it post, another farm may call it juvenile, another farm. So better still, I think the correct language I want people to say so inches. Give me a fish of so inches,
so
3 inches.
So it's been measured.
That one is exactly measured. But this idea of saying fries, post fries, fingerlings, post fingerlings is a relative concept. It's not stable. What I would call it post fries, some other people may call it fingerlings in their farm. So, but when you talk about the inches, give me a fish of 1.5 inch, 1 inch, 2 inches, 3 inches. That one become exactly. You know that any fish I bring is 2 inches. This man will take. Of course, 2 inches and above, the man will still take. 3 inches, the man will still take as 2 inches. But that is an agreement of the terms of trade. But if you come and you say, give me fingerlings, what I call fingerlings in my farm may be different from what any other farm called fingerling or called post. You see?
So it varies from farm to farm.
So farm to farm. So it's a relative concept.
How do you now ensure the transportation of these fingerlings?
The transportation is in 2 ways. From the producer and then from the buyer or the agent. From the producer and from the buyer. The producer is to allow a maximum conducive environment for the hatchling to stay, or for the fingerlings to stay, to get to where the buyer has bought the fish from you. So sometimes the producer will ask, where are you carrying the fish to? Where are you carrying the fish to? You say, I'm carrying it to Polo. I'm carrying it to Igbogene. I'm carrying it to Ahoda. I'm carrying it to Onitsha. I'm carrying it to Meduguri. I'm carrying it to Kano. I'm carrying it to this. Then the producer will dialogue, will reason with what the agent has answered, the buyer has answered, and then give him the maximum advice as to how to handle this fish to his destination. For example, I'm carrying it to law school. You can put it anywhere, even in waterproof bag, even in this fra waterproof bag of 50 naira. you can put it there and go.
Because it shuts distance.
It's shorter. It's shorter. That's why I said it's in 2 ways. You, the producer, will now advise the agent where to put the fish. But if he says he's going to Sokoto, then you will say, from here to so place, change the water. From here to so place, change the water. Or buy ice block with you. Or even in the can that you use in carrying this fish from one place to the other. Coat the can with this beans bag. Coat the can with beans bag. So from time to time, you'll be rubbing the beans bag with pure water that is blocked to maintain equitable temperature, because if the temperature changes suddenly for 6 degrees rising, 6 degrees Celsius, suddenly changes, if it changes steady, there's no problem to 6 degrees. But if suddenly the temperature, maybe you are coming from a hot place, you carry the fish to a very cool place, and the temperature drops suddenly to 6 degrees Celsius, what happens? The fish will die. The fish way of taking oxygen is not as fast as the way the temperature has dropped, or the way the temperature has increased. So in handling the fingerlings to your destination, it depends on where you are going. If it is short, if the distance is short, no problem. You can use any container, plastic, rubber, a waterproof bag, and all that, if the distance is short. But if the distance is longer, either you use a 50 liters that is coated with beans bag, which from time to time you rub it with pure water. The beans bag is there to maintain the internal temperature of that plastic. Okay, not to allow it to suddenly drop or suddenly rise. So it will take you to your destination. The buyer must listen to the producer's advice. Not to say, I've been carrying it, no problem, I know what to do. Well, what are you bought, you are finished buying the fish from my hand, and what happened?
Whatever happens at the long run, you bear the risk.
But then, I normally advise them that this thing you carry like this, you maintain it with. The worst of them is tilapia. Tilapia, by the time you, like this son, by the time you carry it to that road self, they are suffocating. You cannot carry it to the main road there. All your tilapia you bought is there.
So how do you transport tilapia?
Either through oxygen bag, or you come early. If the place is near, like Igbogene and Swale, you come early. By 7 o'clock, you're already going to.
So before the sun
will come out, you stored it in its own pond.
I hope you heard that.
Even the fingerlings too, you can transport it to a very far place with oxygen bag. A bag that you fill with oxygen, and you tie it. So there's no air coming out or going in or coming out of the bag. It is rich with oxygen. So at any point in time, it will be using the oxygen inside the bag.
So it will stay longer.
To stay longer.
Welcome to Agri-innovate, the show that brings the vibrant world of agriculture straight to your screen. From the latest in sustainable techniques to family-run farms that have stood the test of time, and where every harvest tells a story. Join us as we bring you the untold stories of the hardworking farmers and agripreneurs who feed Bayelsas. Ready to see where your food really comes from? Agri-innovate.
these are the post fries.
How many weeks are these?
This is 1 week and
Wow.
this is 1
And
week.
they are big. Now that shooter you're talking about for sauces, I'm saying one that really big.
If you don't move it, you are inviting trouble to yourself.
Okay.
You will not see anything to say. So there's need for you to remove. Removing is what we call sucking.
So why is this free flow of water? Why is
This free flow of water must bring new oxygen. You see, this side that is going out. As the water is fresh water is entering, cold water is going out. That is why the point of entry is at that point. Why the point of moving out is so to say, like this one is used water that have been used, depleted. Its nutrients has been taken by the fish, so to say. But the issue is for fresh oxygen to enter here. You see, there are many, so they need the oxygen all the time. That's why you see this.
Are the female. Okay, female brood stock. So this is the pond for the female brood stocks. Mr. Perez is going to give you a more insight. Hatchery number 3.
The one you were planting there was number 2.
Okay. And this is big. So in this hatchery number 3 you have. So I want to understand, why do you have some bigger than some? Or there's no.
If an order comes, what happened? We know where to direct the order to. For example, if 100,000 naira order comes, then we are coming here. That's why some hatchery are bigger here. We know that we're going to hatch like 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000. If now say we want hatch We just carry do trading. Then we hatch in smaller place. Maybe 2 fish, maybe 3 fish. But if you want to have like 10 fish,
Yeah.
maybe bigger one.
Oh
This
yes, it's
this is
wonderful.
the lava pilot exercise.
That means no wonder he said you can produce up to
And they
millions of
any
fingerlings.
number you want.
And that wraps us today's episode on fingerlings production. It's incredible to see how much care and expertise goes into producing strong and healthy fingerlings. This is truly where the successful fish farming begins. In our next episode, we'll follow the journey of these fingerlings as they grow into table-sized fish. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you next week on Agri-innovate.